Sairam everyone. Today we are in the last session of first lesson, Sanskrit class, second PUC. So in the first three sessions we have learnt many things. First we have learnt preamble of the lesson about like what is Puranam, what is Veda, what does Veda mean, or what is Upanishads, all these things we have learnt. After that we have started the shlokas, like where this land is located, how the name Bharatam is given to this place, and then who was the first king, how he was ruling the kingdom, and then we have started learning about the geographical structure in the ancient time. There we have seen many mountains and the rivers and dvipas, all these things. Then later we have seen like southern part of this Bharatavarsha, like what kind of people, what group of people used to be living in this place. All these things we have learned. Now we are moving further. Shloka says this one now. Jneyam tad bharatam varsham sarva karma phalapradam atra karmani kuruvanti trividhani tu narada. Once again, Jneyam tad bharatam varsham sarva karma phalapradam atra karmani kuruvanti trividhani tu narada. Jneyam tad bharatam varsham sarva karma phalapradam atra karmani kuruvanti trividhani tu narada. So what is the prose order now? Hey Narada, tat bharatam varsham sarva karma phalapradam Jneyam atra tu trividhani karmani kurvanti. What is that meaning? Hey Narada. So Narada Maharshi, oh sage Narada. So someone is telling this to Narada Rishi. Who is telling this to Narada Rishi? That we need to know, right? It's actually a continuation process. Narada was asking about India, about Bharatavarsham to some other person, and the person was explaining all these things to Narada. So, hey Narada Maharshi, tat bharatam varsham, that is Bharatavarsha. What is that one? How it is? Sarva karma phalapradam jneyam. We need to understand that Bharatavarsha is Sarva karma phalapradam. What is that word Sarva karma phalapradam? Karma is action, we know. Phalapradam means benefits or fruits. All karma, whatever the action we do, all of them will have a fruit or will have some benefits. Where? Only in Bharatavarsha. Once again the same thing. I think in the second shloka or third shloka they have explained. Yeah, third shloka they have explained about the same thing. What and all the karma we do over here in Bharatavarsha, all of them, all those actions are having the benefits. They will give the fruits only here in this Bharatavarsha, not in any other places. That's what Purana is saying. Once again, in the second line also they are saying the same thing. Atra means in this Bharatakanda, in this Bharatavarsha, Trividhani karmani kurvanti. People will do three types of karmas. What is this Trividhani karmani? Three types. I have mentioned here Nitya, Naimittika and Kamya. These kind of karmas will be done by the people. Yeah, once again I am telling this Nitya karma means everyday what karma we do, action we do. Maybe it is related to Pujana. We are going to worship the god. That might be Nitya karma. Naimittika means occasional. Nitya means daily karmas. Naimittika means occasional, like homas and all. Monthly once we do these kind of things. Kamya means having some desires in our mind if we do some karma. This will come under Kamya karma. So these type of, all these three kinds of karmas will be done by the people. All these karmas will be having their benefits only if we perform these karmas in India, in Bharata Varsha. That's what is explained in this shloka. We'll see the summarized part once again. Onartha, yeah. People perform three types of holy acts, yeah, karma, actions, what I said, that is what holy acts they say. The fruit thereof is enjoyed in the following order: enjoyment of desired pleasure, land and affluence. That is what the summarized part of this shloka. Let us move on to the next shloka now. Yeah, next shloka is this one. Tat phalam bhujyate chaiva bhoga bhumishu anukramat. Bhoga bhumishu anukramat. Bharate tu kritam karma shubham va ashubhameva cha. So, tat phalam bhujyate chaiva. Tat phalam bhujyate chaiva bhoga bhumishvanukramat. Bhoga bhumishvanukramat. Bharate tu kritam karma. Bharate tu kritam karma shubham va ashubhameva cha. Shubham va ashubhameva cha. Once again, tat phalam bhujyate chaiva. Tat phalam bhujyate chaiva bhoga bhumishvanukramat. Bhoga bhumishvanukramat. Bharate tu kritam karma. Bharate tu kritam karma shubham va ashubhameva cha. Shubham va ashubhameva cha. Prose order is this one. Bharate tu shubham ashubham va karma kritam tat phalam chaiva anukramat bhoga bhumishu bhujyate eva. What is that meaning? Bharate, in this Bharata Varsha or in this Bharata Khanda, shubham karma, shubham is uttamam or good karma what we do, and ashubham, bad karma, adhamam I have written, see, bad karma. See, we people are there to decide whether I have to do a good thing or a bad thing. Yes, always I should do a good thing, I should not do some bad things. But people are there, thousands of people, they can do anything they want, whatever they want they will do. So if they do shubha karma or if they do ashubha karma also, shubha karma will be having good benefits, yes, as you think, ashubha karma will be having ashubha, bad benefits. So whatever the karma you do here in India, it might be good or it might be bad. So tat phalam, depending on the karmas, shubham karma will give you the shubham fruit and ashubha karma will give you ashubha fruit. So you need to take the fruit, you need to get the benefit of your karma. Anukramat means kramena, later onwards you are going to get the benefits. Where? In bhoga bhumi. Bhoga bhumishu means sukham anubhoktum vidyamaneshu pradesheshu. What does it mean? In the previous shloka they have explained Bharata Varsha is karma bhumi. So here you need to do only action, but the benefit will be there for you. The benefit you cannot find over here in Bharata Khanda or Bharata Varsha only. Those places are different places. The benefits are there, it's waiting for you somewhere else. You will go and definitely get the benefit of this karma. So those places are called bhoga bhumis, where you have to go and get the benefit of the karmas what you do here in India. That is what bhujyate means, anubhoktavyam. You have to eat that fruit, or you have to have that benefit of the karmas what you do. The actions what you do might be good or bad. Let us see the summarized part. Yeah, that's what. People reap the fruit, whether good or bad, whether good or bad, of their deeds on this land of Bharata, which is prosperous. Let us move on to the next shloka. Apalakshayanam vipra. Apalakshayanam vipra bhujyate भुज्यते अन्यत्र अन्यत्र जन्तुभिः जन्तुभिः अद्यापि अद्यापि देवा इच्छन्ति देवा इच्छन्ति जन्म भारतभूतले जन्म भारतभूतले आफलक्षयणं विप्र आफलक्षयणं विप्र भुज्यते अन्यत्र जन्तुभिः भुज्यते अन्यत्र जन्तुभिः अद्यापि देवा इच्छन्ति अद्यापि देवा इच्छन्ति जन्म भारतभूतले जन्म भारतभूतले. Yeah, prose order is this one. हे विप्र जन्तुभिः आफलक्षयणम् अन्यत्र भुज्यते देवाः अद्यापि भारतभूतले जन्म इच्छन्ति. Yes, we'll see the second line meaning first. Devaha, gods, adyapi, even today, adya means today, adyapi bharatabhutale janma icchanti. Adya, which means today. Yes, even now devaha, all gods, even gods, they would like to get birth. Even gods would like to get birth here in India. Even gods, they would like to get birth in this land, Bharata Bhutala. Icchanti, they like. Icchanti means like. And the first line, Jantubhihi apalakshayanam anyatra bhujyate. That's what. Jantubhihi. Jantu means living beings. It's not about only human beings, living beings, anything. It might be, living being like human or animal or plant, anything. Living beings. They get the benefit of the karma somewhere else, anyatra, somewhere else, in, which means in different place they will get the benefit of the action what they do here in India, here in Bharata Varsha. Who? Anyone, human being or animal or plant, whatever thing, living beings, all of them. Whatever the karma they do here in India or in Bharata Varsha, they will get the fruit or benefit of that karma in different place, in different land. And even gods also, even gods would like to get birth in India. So summary is here. If any act, whether auspicious or inauspicious, is performed in Bharata, the fruit thereof being of a perishable nature is enjoyed by the creatures elsewhere. In the other words, they mentioned elsewhere in the other words. Even today, the celestials desire to secure birth in Bharata. Celestials is gods, like who are having different bodies, not like human. Celestial bodies we call them. All of them, they are having a desire to get the birth in Bharata Varsha or Bharata Khanda. That is what the shloka meaning. Let's move on to the next one. Yes, the last shloka of this lesson. Ayuhu pramanam labhate hi rajan dvipeshu sarveshu narah mayoktam कृत्वा शुभम कर्म तु भारते अस्मिन् द्वीपेषु सर्वेषु नराः प्रयान्ति. What is this? आयुः प्रमाणं लभते हि राजन् द्वीपेषु सर्वेषु नरो मयोक्तं कृत्वा शुभम कर्म तु भारते अस्मिन् द्वीपेषु सर्वेषु नराः प्रयान्ति. What is the prose order? हे राजन्, नरः मयोक्तम् आयुः प्रमाणं सर्वेषु द्वीपेषु लभते. अस्मिन् भारते शुभम कर्म कृत्वा नरः सर्वेषु द्वीपेषु प्रयान्ति. Yes, we need to, let us move to the second line only. What is this meaning? Asmin Bharate, as the previous shlokas have explained. In India, in this Bharata Varsha or Bharata Kanda, Shubham Karma Kritva, by doing good karma, Shubham Karma, good action, good holy acts, they will do good karma here in Bharata Varsha. And to enjoy the benefit, of that particular karma, Naraha means human, will move to Sarveshu Dvipeshu. He will move all the other dvipas. He will move in all the other dvipas to get the benefit of this karma. So in India, let us take Bharatavarsha as India. In India, they will do karma, action. So benefit of this action, where is the benefit? The question, right? Where is the benefit? So benefit, for the benefit, human will move to the other dvipas. Human will move to the other places to get the benefit of the actions what he has done in India. That is the meaning. So then what is the first line meaning? Hey Rajan, Naraha Mayoktam Ayuh Pramanam Sarveshu Dvipeshu Labhate. Yes, if he moves to the other dvipas, he will be able to get the same Ayuhu, same age limit in all other dvipas. Yes, Maya Uktam Ayuh Pramanam. What is the Ayuh Pramana? What limit I have said? The same limit, Nara, the human, he will get in all the other dvipas, and he will get the benefit of the action what he has done in India, in Bharata Varsha. So the summary, O King, longevity of the people in all the islands is as decided by me. How I have decided? It's depending on me. What I will give the limit or limit of age, lifespan, that is what human is going to get. And by doing good deeds in the lands of Bharatavarsha, why they said lands? Why they said lands in plural? Because they have said Bharatavarsha is divided into 9 dvipas, right? 9 islands. Can you remember all those things? So in those 9 divisions, lands of Bharatavarsha, it's not like they should get birth only in this land, Kumari Kandam, not only in this land, any of the 9 divisions. So they said lands of Bharatavarsha. All the people will progress in their lives. That is the summary of this last shloka. Now we'll move to the exercise. Yes, you know here what you need to do. So ekavakyena samskrita bhashaya uttaram likhata. You need to answer all of them in a word, ekavakyena. I think you cannot see this one. Once again. Yes, you need to answer all of them in a sentence and only in Sanskrit language. You are not going to use any other language. Kaha bharatah iti uchyate. It's very simple to answer. These one sentence answer questions are always one word answer. Why? Because the simple step to answer these questions, the steps, simple steps. What are those simple steps? Number 1, what you need to know, understand the question first. What is the question? Kaha bharatah iti uchyate. Point number 1, you need to understand the question. Point number 2, questionary word. Questionary, what is the questionary word here? Kaha. Number 3, third step, replace. Just you are going to replace the questionary word with the answer word, and the other statement in the question will remain same. You need to keep as it is the question. Only you need to do the thing is you need to replace this cautionary word. That's all. See, kaha bharatah iti uchyate is the question. If you remove this kaha, then what is remained there? Bharatah iti uchyate. There is no question because cautionary word is not there. Who is not there. So bharatah iti uchyate. Then who is that? Who is called Bharata? You need to think. Go back to the shlokas. Who is that? The answer is Manuhu, right? So Manuhu Bharatah iti uchyate. What they have instructed you to write? Eka vakyena. If you write Manuhu Bharatah iti uchyate, eka vakya, one word answer is given by you. That's all. See the second one. Again here, Bharata Varshe Kati Kula Parvataha Santi. Here also what you need to do? You need to remove this questionary word first. Kati means how many? How many Parvatas are there? Go back to the shloka again. How many? Just write. Sapta should be 7. Your answer should be Sapta. Right? Then third question. Vishwasya Mataraha Kaha. Yes, obviously, Kaha is the cautionary word. So Vishwasya Mataraha, who are mothers of this universe? Nadyaha, rivers are the mothers of this universe. So Vishwasya Mataraha Nadyaha. Over. Then fourth one, Adyapi Devaha Kutra Janma Icchanti. Yes, Kutra is the cautionary word. So Adyapi Devaha Bharata Bhutale Janma Icchanti. So all four questions are answered. Now go to Dashavakyaihi Samskrita Bhashaya, Kannada Bhashaya, Angla Bhashaya va uttaram likhata. So you need to answer this 10 sentence answers or questions in Sanskrit language or in Kannada or in English. Any one of those languages you need to answer. What is the question? Puraneshu Bharatam Katham Varnitam. How India is explained in the Puranas. That's the question. Now you have read all the shlokas, so just simple, very simple. How many shlokas are there? 16 shlokas are there. How many sentences you need to write? 10 sentences. Just write 2 sentences of summary of every shloka. So if you write two sentences for every single shloka, you have written 32 sentences. So over. Puraneshu Bharatam Katham Varnitam. 30 sentences you can write. And then move on to the next question. Yeah, they are here for Dvitraihi Vakyaihi. So you need to answer in 2 or 3 sentences each. Yeah, same way, Sanskrit or in Kannada or in English you need to write the answer. Bharata Varsham iti kimartham kathyate. Kimartham means why. Why this land is called Bharata? Why? Answer. Bharata Varshasya prasiddha Panchanadinam namani likhata. Panchanadinam. They are asking 5 famous rivers names. You can write 5 rivers names of India. Panchadvipanam namani likhata. Yes, you need to write again 5 islands. You can write. Number 4. Purana Bharate Ullikhitani Tirtha Kshetrani Kani. Yeah, you need to write all Tirtha Kshetras names. Ashta Tirtha Kshetrani, right? 8 names are there. Kroda Tirtha, Mrityunjaya Tirtha, Alabhu Tirtha, all these things you need to write here. Over. So 4 questions. Last one is, yes, see, I'll write here shloka number 4, shloka number 6, shloka number 9 and shloka number 13. These 4 shlokas to be explained in Kannada or in English or in, yes, no, not in Sanskrit, only in Kannada and English you are writing. You need to, first of all, you need to write the lesson name of the lesson. Number 2, yes, you need to explain the shloka. Probably you can write 4 sentences for each shloka. This is what your lesson ending question answers. So we have completed the first lesson, Purana Bharatam. We'll see the second lesson in our next sessions. Sai Ram.